Hello everybody, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. Welcome to a special episode of Confessions of a Paper Addict. I am hopping along with a bunch of other lovely people for the birthday hop that's happening today. I'm also going to be using a collection that I received from Scrapbook Your Joy as guest designer, which is the Magical Birthday Boy collection from Echo Park. This particular collection I am using exclusively for photos of my boys' birthdays, and they each had one in January, so I have lots of photos to scrap. And I started by using the party banners cut file that Virginia has released exclusively for this particular hop. There were a bunch of new cut files that she's released for this, and we all get to choose whichever ones we want. I chose this one because I love the idea of the banners. And the photos I'm going to be using, which you'll see in a moment, I created a fun little birthday photo wall for my son Jackson for his birthday, because it was a COVID birthday. He didn't get to go do anything, and he's the oldest, so he's already had a couple birthday parties, didn't get to have one this year. So I tried to make it extra special by doing a little bit extra. So got him a really cool balloon and all sorts of stuff. But that is what this is going to be documenting. So the idea of the banners I felt was going to be the perfect way to tie it all in together. You can see I sprayed it with a bright blue shimmers there. I flipped over the cut file so that when I lay it back down with the side I actually wanted to use, you'll just have this really light background that I just love the effect that gives. And I sprayed it so lightly that it didn't bleed through or anything on the front side with the pattern paper I actually planned on using. If you were worried about that, maybe cut it twice, maybe use like when you pulled it apart, maybe then sprayed it. There's lots of other options you can do. I wasn't worried about it, so I just kind of went with that. There are my photos I was talking to you about. I did take two of them, one with him actually in the photo holding that big number 7 there. And then the one I took before I picked him up from school, of it all decorated, because I knew as soon as he got home, he'd want to take it all apart. So I took a photo beforehand, before I knew it would be destroyed, which was a good thing because the kids took down the balloons and started playing with them. And Barrett loved the balloons. That was his favorite part of both his birthday and Jackson's birthday, is he just played with balloons all day long. It was really funny. So, okay, I've got the bases down. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to back it with. I like the idea of the blue. I like the idea of the black, the nice contrast that the black gives. However, I like those stars, and I feel like it's covering too much of those stars up, and I could use that in another way. So I'm going to stick with the blue one instead. I'm going to go ahead and gut it. I do this with most of my pattern papers, unless I know for sure I'm not going to use the other side, or I don't need any more of what this particular pattern is. Then I'll keep it as a full 12 by 12, and it just makes it a stronger layout because it's two pieces of cardstock together, right? But with this one, I felt like I probably used that blue in another layout, so I went ahead and gutted it. I'm using one of the stickers from the sticker sheet from the collection. Love this. Now that added in the black that I was wanting. I tried to do the red as well. I couldn't make that red one work, so that's going to go away, and instead I will come up with another option because it wasn't working. And now I've got the idea, I know what I'm liking, so what I'm doing is going ahead and gluing down just the bows of the parts that I know are staying where they are, because I'm thinking I'm going to add some layers to my photos, and I'm not sure where I'm going to add anything else. So I just glue this cut file down by the bows, and only the bows that I know aren't going to touch my photos. That is how I glued it down and kept it, and it works because I'm using that Nuvo glue is very strong, so once you've got it down there, it's not going anywhere. So I felt safe in doing it that way. Gave me the wiggle room to do anything else I wanted to do with the rest of it, because this is all I had. I didn't know what else I wanted to do yet. And so that gave me the wiggle room to play and figure out what I wanted to do. I'm going to bring back the whole collection and figure out what I'm going to back it with, and do my banners up at the top, which is where I came in. Instead of using the red, I found these banners from the sticker sheet, and I'm going to add a few of them. You can see me layering them. I go back in and I trim them so that it looks like they're tucked underneath the black strip that I used up there. And then I'll stick another little sticker there that says, I think, best birthday ever or something like that. I'm going to put that up on some fun foam. and lay that on top of the banners as well. So it's just a nice little bit of added interest up at the top. I like to do stuff like that. Gives it some dimension, a little bit of interest up at the top. Sometimes we miss when we're creating because we don't always think about the edges of our layouts. So I like to do stuff like that. And it's just kind of my little nod to it. Now I'm going to go back. I kind of was all over the place with this layout, not really sure where I wanted to go in what direction. And so I'm going to back these photos now. The first one I'm going to use is the photo of my son. I'm going to back it in black first and then with the white. And then I flip it with the other one where I back it with white first and then the black stars. So that there's a bit of a difference. It's still kind of the same thing, but it's a little bit different. The photos have a bit of a different vibe to them, so it worked better with each of them. This particular photo is lighter than the other one. And so it needed the bit of grounding first, whereas the other one could use a bit of softening first. That's how I chose what to do. Gonna glue that all down. I'm using some tear apart adhesive that I received from the Spiegelmom scraps, and it's amazing stuff. So that is what I'm using today to glue things down. I'm gonna go ahead and finally get to my embellishing, which I'm going to fussy cut out this little journaling spot. I don't have a whole bunch to say because this particular with birthdays, I scrapbook multiple layouts about their birthdays, so I don't always have a lot to say in one particular layout. The story is kind of told over a series of layouts, so I don't need a big journaling spot, which that little piece is going to be perfect. And then I'm just going to fussy cut to make these little tags and little bits of ephemera work for me. Big tip when you're using something, if you like it, but there's something about it that is weird, feel free to cut it and make it work so that it works for you. No one says when you get a piece of ephemera, you have to use it the way it is. You could totally rip it, do whatever you want with it to make it work. And I'm just adding things to my banner so it's a little bit more exciting. I really like this Let's Party. So I'm going to trim that down. And then that's when I decide maybe I should add my journaling block there and the Let's Party on top of that. So it's another bit of a layering going on. I'll put that Let's Party up on thin foam too, just like I did the Best Day Ever sticker, that type of thing. So there's multiple things. I didn't pop my photos up with fun foam because they were being tucked in within the banner. So I felt like that might kind of make my banner look a little weird if I used any type of fun foam or dimensional anything to pop it up. I thought it might make it look weird, so I'm doing it in other ways. And now I'm going to figure out my title. And this takes me a while. And I don't know why, but it just does. So I am going to basically cut and try every single phrase that I have from the sticker sheet. It's all thickers and it's all birthday themed. I couldn't decide which one I wanted to do. In the end, I do get there. It just takes me a little bit. And what's going to happen is I'm going to put the best birthday or the best day, whatever it is, up at the top by the sticker. And then I'm going to put party time right by the photo of my son. And there will be that. And in the end, you'll see my finishing touches. But while you watch me do this, because it takes me a minute to get there, this layout, I was on a journey with it. I'm telling you. Please make sure you head on over and check out all the awesome cut files that are available. There is a discount code for the month of March. Now this is within New Zealand time, so just be aware of that. Maybe make sure you're shopping now and then don't go too late to purchase your cut files early, I suppose. But it's 30% off, which is an awesome discount. And there's nothing you have to do. You don't have to use a certain code or anything. You just go to the shop and you get the discount. And then you want to make sure you head on over to Confessions of a Paper Addict Facebook group, because that's a really fun place to be. You can share your layouts with the cut files that you've purchased, and it's just a really fun place to be and hang out at. So make sure you're over there too. The links for all of that will be below, and the links for everyone participating in the hop. It's not just design team members, it's a bunch of people hanging out and hopping along. So the links for everyone there will be there too. All right, we've got this down. This is what it's going to look like. I'm going to wrap this layout up by adding some sequins in black and red and white, which is kind of the color scheme that I had going on. Definitely the color scheme of the collection that I was using. And I am just really happy with how this layout turned out. Works perfectly for birthday themed, and especially a 7-year-old, because they can be hard to scrapbook sometimes. And I'm getting to that point where my son's not little, so I can't do that cutesy stuff anymore, and this is what I came up with. So I'm very pleased with how it turned out. Thanks so much for sticking with me. I know this was a bit of a longer video for me, but I did want to kind of keep it all in so you can see the whole process. I don't always do that, so I like to do it when I can, and this was a good one for that. All right, guys, here is a look at my finished layout. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye.